It's a true case of David versus Goliath today. Manchester United, top of the table, well, not entirely, but they are at the top, I suppose, against bottom side Bournemouth, struggling, and well, more struggling, quite frankly. Eddie Howe is having a torrid time this season. He hasn't even broke double points yet after 16 games, and struggling for goals and struggling for wins. 10 out of 16 with 5 draws and a win for Bournemouth, languishing them at the top of the table. But there's no doubting Eddie Howe has potential to be one of the great managers in the league, but he's just having a very torrid time of it. There you go, 15 goals scored for Bournemouth, which is the worst in the league, against the team that has conceded the least goals this season. But it is also a tale of two up-and-coming managers, which he said Eddie Howe has potential, and Gregg Popovich is being able to show it. He puts Joel Piera in goal today in a rare start for him, with Hendricks, Tuanzebe, Rojan Williams and Brian Bertrand, the future of Manchester United, no doubt in defence today. Fellaini is with Mata and Scott McTominay. Kazee Zardes and Angel Gomez are either side of Zlatan Ibrahimovic in what a lot of people could be calling a bit of a struggle season, considering Ibrahimovic's lack of pace in comparison to Zardes and Gomez. For Bournemouth, anyhow, we'll try. Alfred Borich starts in goal today, and it's edited with Francis Axe and Daniels. Midfield is with Stanislas, with Arta, Sermon and Danny Pugh, I believe that is. And Jermaine Defoe is behind Andy King up top. And it's just rather unfortunate to see them out on loan, but Fusi Mensah is clearly making a case for himself down at Crystal Palace anyway, so it is for his benefit. He's been one of the better players, and a bit of a turbulent year for them to some degree, although they are kind of in the top 6, I believe. Oh, Pereira, not at all comfortable with that, and Josh King has got the ball there, and it back in, and Joel Pereira is absolutely sensational. Brilliant recovery by Pereira, great goalkeeping. He was kind of recovering here. Oh, what a save. Joel Pereira, absolutely stunning sequence of saves. Bournemouth corner. It's back in and cleared away by Gomez, and Zlatan chests it down, but he hasn't got the pace to try and catch Daniels on that one. But what a splendid couple of saves by Joel Pereira. Absolutely brilliant. There's King, and Jermaine Defoe was coming in. Zardes. Marta's up there at support. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is in the box. Oh, it's a goal. It's absolutely sensational. It's Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and it's 1-0. And look at that. Straight to Gregg Popovich. And the love that there's here at Old Trafford between the players and Gregg Popovich is just so evident these days. What a cross from Mata that is. There's a slip by the Bournemouth defender, and that leaves Zlatan open to score. I think that's his first league goal of the season. He might have scored, I don't know if it's against Newcastle. Zlatan has already scored, but he's got another one there, and he never seems to stop Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He is truly an unbelievable specimen of human being. That is his second goal in the league. He has scored already. I'm having trouble even remembering where, as the season has been so fast and frantic and all over the place, but in a good way. But I guess what the fact is that Zlatan has given Manchester United the lead against Bournemouth, who have been struggling of late, as we said at the top of the show. And I think the class is showing so far. United up by a goal to 0, and it could be more. Zlatan pokes it in towards Zardes. In comes Mata. Mata is brought down, and no foul given. More of a clash of players as the referee. Mata. And that is the end of the first half. Manchester United and Coach Popovich in absolute command here at this first half. It's been a real slog for Bournemouth, and Joel Pereira has looked inspired with 2 great saves early on, and that just sums up Bournemouth's season. It's another struggle here for the away side. Zlatan Ibrahimovic means that Manchester United are up at the break by a goal to 0. Here's Fellaini. Up at the Hawthorns will be Manchester United's next game. pretty well this evening. A lot of people would say you're a very high critic of Marouane Fellaini, but he has done well. Here's Josh King, and Joel Pereira has come out wonderfully there. Great sense of awareness there by Pereira. He really is looking the part tonight. And another game where anyone other than David De Gea is keeping a clean sheet. It is quite sensational, isn't it? Substitution being made by Gregg Popovich. It's Scott McTominay coming off, who's had a really decent game to be fair. And he's coming on for Ander Herrera. A bit more experience going into the midfield. Good move by Popovich. And he seems to know what he's doing, doesn't he? It's sensational how a man who at the start of the season probably knew next to nothing about the sport has completely done his culture change and done it really well. He seems to know what he's doing. He outsmarted Arsene Wenger, that's for sure. In the Premier League matchup, when Wenger played almost exactly the same squad that played a few days ago in a 120-minute game of football, he started the same squad. Gregg Popovich used his depth and he outsmarted him on that day. Yes, it only got Manchester United a 0-0 draw and a point, but you had to say Gregg was the real winner. And he used his depth and he used it well, and I think that's something Gregg Popovich was always known for in his San Antonio Spurs days, the way he would rest his players, his star players for the playoffs. Of course, there is no playoffs in the Premier League, but despite that, despite a complete sport and culture change, Gregg Popovich is doing tremendously well, and he's going to earn 3 points tonight. In 10 minutes time, you have to think. Although we can never be sure. Stanislas has come off for Cook. Good fight. Axe! Screw it over. It's just Bournemouth season. Zlatan Ibrahimovic gets the man of the match, but I think the entire team is man of the match this evening. As Gomez comes off for Jesse Lingard. More experience for Gregg Popovich, just making all the right moves to try and keep this game at 1-0. He's had a bit of a problem conceding goals at times, Gregg Popovich. Oh dear, that's Sultan Sebe. A bit of a muck-up there, but it ended up with Rojan Williams anyway, because that just sums up Bournemouth's year, doesn't it? Marta, Zlatan, Jesse Lingard, and Abete read that really well, to be fair. Bertrand, and that's it. A dominating performance by Manchester United at Old Trafford tonight. Coach Popovich doing the job, and Zlatan doing the one goal that separated the teams tonight. It was a defensive masterclass by Gregg Popovich, which should push him forward as well. And if you ask me, I think Gregg Popovich knows his stuff now, and I think he's starting to put that knowledge to good use. Manchester United really are genuine contenders for everything they can grab this season. Smashing the board's expectations by quite some margin. Manchester United could really be under something special here, and Coach Pop is making things work. United won, Bournemouth 0. It was expected probably, but the performance by everybody was just sensational. In the other game today, Arsenal only drew against Huddersfield with a goal apiece, rather surprisingly. At the end of the weekend, the table looks like this. Manchester United go back to the top as their game against Watford approaches, but they've got West Brom to deal with first. But Gregg Popovich's 10th win of the season in the league puts them back on top by a point ahead of Watford and Spurs. Southampton in 4th, Everton up to 5th actually under Sam Allardyce. It's going well for him. Leicester 6th with Chelsea and Liverpool 7th and 8th. Manchester City into the top 10. Huddersfield's point against Arsenal has actually put them up into 9th, and Huddersfield are having a rather surprisingly good season. Brighton ahead of Arsenal in 15th place somehow, not sure how that's worked, and with Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth in the relegation zone, and Bournemouth just heaped more misery on by a sensational performance by United. They've got Liverpool next, and they are 10 points from safety. It's looking rather unfortunately dire for Bournemouth and Eddie Howe as the season shows no sign of improving, although their cup run has rather caught the eye of some people. Wow, what a test for Gregg Popovich this is going to be. It's the Hawthorns and West Brom, and I don't think it's Tony Pulis this season, unfortunately. One of the better defensive teams under Tony Pulis, but the weather is in effect today. It's snowing. Gregg Popovich has never done this before. He's always been indoors for the majority of his career. We're always talking about Gregg Popovich at the start of these shows, but every week seems to be a new element of something that Greg hasn't experienced before. It's credit to the Premier League groundswork that we have a match today, as the snow has really affected matches around the ground. Well, Manchester United have an opportunity here to go 3 points clear of Watford going into their matchup next time out for them. Watford earned a draw earlier in the weekend, and Southampton there you saw in third place. And it's all about how Greg could manage the conditions today. Rose Myhill gets a start for West Brom today. It's Dawson Hazigi, the other Pogba. Pogba's brother is actually playing in defence with Gibbs today. Kazumicic is right at the back with them. It's Berg, Jakob with Barry, McLean and Kerasic. Kerasic is the back, and it's actually Rodriguez up front. West Brom coach is Alan Pardew there. David De Gea is in goal today. Darmian with Rojo, Lindelof and Shaw is the Manchester United defence. It's Matic with Lingard and Baby Blin today. And up front is Mkhitaryan with Lukaku and Ramadan Solby getting a start as well. And Paul Pogba making the bench is a notable inclusion considering his brother is playing in the West Brom defence, I think. And Gibbs with a looping ball. It's probably going to end up with Rojo. Not quite. But Matic is there to back his man up. Lingard finds Lukaku. Back to Jesse Lingard. All he has to do is slot it. And that's what he has done. It is 1-0 to Manchester United. And Jesse Lingard scores yet again. And another sensational worked goal here for United. Lukaku unselfish, Jesse Lingard onside, and he did exactly what he needed to do. Rose Myhill getting nowhere near that, just strokes it in, and Myhill's nowhere near in, and it's a goal for Jesse Lingard, and Manchester United 1 up, and once again to be honest, 4 minutes till the end of the first half. Jesse Lingard only second league goal of the season, but Manchester United. It is normal service once again. They're up by a goal to 0 and heading to the top of the league as it stands at this very moment, with their trip to Vicarage Road next on the horizon. Danny Blind, absolutely wonderful, although I don't think he intended it. That's a poor touch, and Ramadan Solby has latched onto it. Solby has found Lukaku, back to Lingard again. Oh, it is sensational. 2-0 to United. Jesse Lingard takes a dive into the snow. Oh, what a wonderful goal. Romelu Lukaku, an excellent back heel. Look at this. Solby picks him out, back heel by Lukaku, right into the path of Jesse Lingard. And Manchester United have been sensational. Yet again, what a assist from Lukaku. Absolutely majestic stuff. Alan Pardew can do nothing this time. Manchester United, title contenders. There is no doubt about that anymore. The board played it down, but maybe that was a good thing to do. Jesse Lingard gets 2. He's on for a hat-trick. And we're only just approaching added on time in the first half. If United keep playing like this, we could be in for a cricket score. Because once again, they are in command. West Brom 0, United 2. And here comes Jakob on the other side. And he's wide. Well, next for West Brom will be Stoke City at the Bet365 Stadium. Well, Manchester United here at the Hawthorns, just absolutely another demolition job by Coach Pop. He just seems to find a way to get these teams to work. Jesse Lingard has 2. Lukaku has a majestic assist. And Manchester United have a 2-0 lead going into the break and don't look like relinquishing it. Once again, in command, West Brom 0, United 2 at the break. Mkhitaryan, Lingard looking to return the favour to Lukaku, just as majestically done. Mkhitaryan back into the box towards Lukaku. The goal is gaping, and Jesse Lingard has a 3rd. And And it is all plain sailing for Manchester United and a hat-trick for Jesse Lingard. I think it might have taken a deflection off someone else. Mkhitaryan puts it back in. And it is Lingard. He has a hat-trick. Jesse Lingard, alert and just sensational. Well, he might do his victory dances, but he's more than earned them today. It's going to be the match ball for Jesse Lingard. And he seems red hot at the moment in this snow this afternoon. He's gone from 1 to 4 in the space of 50 minutes of football. A hat-trick for Lingard, 3 for United, and just dominating. West Brom 0, United 3. Oh, Lukaku, wonderful. Jesse Lingard for 4. Not this time either for Jesse Lingard, but Romelu Lukaku again. He's providing today. Romelu Lukaku, the striker, is providing. And a double substitution for West Brom, but I don't think it's going to mean anything in the context of this match because Manchester United are flying. Sully's in the box and it's cleared by Lindelof for a corner. He's done well this afternoon for Lindelof. As Jay Rodriguez goes off for Solomon Rondon, but I think it's a bit too late for anything for West Brom, but stranger things have happened. If we remember Benfica, they came from 2-0 down in the final 5 minutes. And Rondon has gone through. And Rondon and a good passing here by West Brom. And David De Gea with a great save. Well, where were the holes there for United defence? That's rare. But it is another absolutely stunning save with his elbow by David De Gea. As hashtag Dave Saves is back in effect for the moment. West Brom corner. About to take it. Headed in. And David De Gea saves again. Well, he's had very little to do this afternoon, De Gea. But once again, he is there when called upon. Well, I don't think there's any more praise we can heap on Coach Park. He's done the job, that's for definite sure. Headed away by, I think it was Lindelof from the corner. Coach Park is just making things work. Headed in. Oh, it's a great header. That is a great header by Solomon Rondon. And once again, David De Gea has no clean sheet. It is quite incredible, isn't it? It is absolutely incredible how that works out. It's another curse to the commentator's moment, but this cross and that header is sensational. Take nothing away from David De Gea. That is a great header by Solomon Rondon. That is a fantastic header off a fantastic cross, and that is a goal that is deserved. But it's not going to change the complexion of the matchup. But what a goal by Rondon. It's his first goal of the season, believe it or not. What a header. Alan Smith-esque. That is where Alan Smith would take a bow there, I think. Fantastic header. Here come United again. It is funny how Romero and Piera have been the ones keeping clean sheets for Manchester United. David De Gea has been struggling to keep them, but like we said, his teammates are more than scoring, so I don't think it's really going to change. It shouldn't change your outlook on David De Gea, even though that save didn't need to be made, but well, it is a looping ball to be fair, but oh no, the camera can't even catch up. Corner to West Brom. Maybe, just maybe, we might have a game on our hands here. Back with the corner. Well, it's another clean sheet gone for David De Gea, but I think the Hawthorns isn't happy anyway, because Jesse Lingard has absolutely tore West Brom to ribbons this afternoon. 3 goals, probably could have had 5, but it's just sensational work throughout the game for Manchester United. Even though a great Rondon header put a dampener on things, United never looked like losing the 3 points. There's another 3 points in what a lot of people thought Gregg would struggle in this period. He's still winning and he's still getting the points. West Brom 1, United 3. On the other side of Manchester, in the other game today, it has been a huge blow for Spurs as they lose 2-0 against Manchester City, aiding Manchester United's chase towards the title. Ironic how that works. The table so far now looks like this, and Manchester United have a 3-point lead over Watford going into their clash at Vicarage Road next time out. Southampton will have benefited the most from Spurs' loss today as they will stay in third place. Spurs will keep fourth ahead of Everton with a bit of a cushion there. Leicester City go up to 6th. They face Manchester United after the Watford game. Manchester City go into 7th with Chelsea 8th, Stoke 9th, as they've got in between those two from last time out. Chelsea now in 8th position, Liverpool in 10th. Arsenal still rather struggling, although they have gained a place over Burnley today. They're now up to 15th now. Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth is still the relegation zone, the same scenario as last time out. And Eddie Howe has, I think, to that degree lost again, and Bournemouth are still struggling.